tonight. We could do this right. We'll find the remedy. Oh, would you stay with me now till the morning light?
Hello, everybody. Hopefully you can see me and hear me. Let me know if you can hear me. I'm very excited about this because we're going to look at something today. We're going to be looking at Reddit. Now, before you run, please know I don't think Reddit is awesome. Like, I don't think that there's a lot of truth in it and a lot of things people say. I also don't believe that. I think it's like a cesspool. Reminds me of Twitter. It's like a cesspool. And I think a lot of the things are not true. But sometimes I like to go snooping. Okay, let's MK my old company. Or my old MLM. Well, let's chit chat. Okay, thank you, Gabriella. I appreciate it. Hey, Jamie. Hey, Melissa. Hello. Hello. Hi, Reagan. Okay. Hey, Karina. Hey, Bonnie. Hey, Sean. Happy Friday. So, the tea. Riley, do you know where my purple Z-Quil gummies are?
Yeah, right here with me.
Would you bring me some? Okay. Hold on. Sorry. I was a personal assistant for a woman very high up in MK for 3 years. Well, I'm very excited. I need to look at. So I want to read to you. Someone sent me something, and I want to read to you. Bro, just give them to me. Christy. Pickle juice. Riley. I love him, I do, but sometimes, you know what I'm saying? Christy, can you? Let's talk. DM me in the Instagrams. In the Instagrams? There's only one. Or email me. Okay. Let's chat. So I got sent this message. I'm going to read it to you. I'll share my screen in a second. Hi. I love your videos. Wondering if you know of a unique hun named Kim Marshall. First off, does anyone know of a unique hun named Kim Marshall? Oh, it's unique. It's not Mary Kay. I'm literally so dumb. I'm literally an idiot. So what I'm going to do, I'm dumb. I'm going to change the image to Julie's, the worst dork I've ever seen in my life. Give me 1 second. Punch myself in the face. Just kidding. I don't believe in physical hurting of others. How do you spell unique? I can't see what y'all are saying, but I hope you're laughing as much as I am and that you're not frustrated with me for being a freaking dork. I literally cannot handle myself sometimes. I'm like, Julie, how do you get around in this world? How do you do things in this world? Okay. Oh God, please stop. There we go. Please forgive me. All the MK girlies coming in. Forgive me. Hold on. Wait, I gotta see what y'all are saying before I. Okay. Thank you for forgiving me. Oh my gosh, I did this one time with like Beachbody and Herbalife. I don't know. We got people who were on as well from Beachbody, like the whole shindig, and I was wrong. It was not Beachbody. It was Herbalife, and I felt like the biggest stork ever because kind of am. Okay. No, let me fix my. Okay, give me like literally. I think I'm just gonna need like 1 minute. I'm just gonna fix the thumbnail. Oh my god, it looks so bad. Can we not? Can we stop that? Oh goodness. I'm just gonna. Let me see. This should be fine. Okie dokie. Boop. And then, thank God Canva's like, quick. Okay. It's really not Mary Kay. But her name is KM, and for some reason I was like, Mary Kay. I'm very tired. But it just looks equal. Look at me. Okay, give me like 2.1 seconds. Don't count. My husband will count it, and I'm like, Riley, stop counting it. Okay, so then I'm gonna go here, and I'm gonna. Oh, this looks so bad. But I've got to fix it. Okay. Okay. Let me edit. Okay, I've got it. You were in Unique for 6 years. Well, this is your time to shine because it's not Mary Kay. Oh man, I wish it was because I got some stuff to say about Mary Kay. Biggest dork in the world. Okay. And then, okay, the only thing that you've missed is the fact that I got the company wrong. Okay. It's Unique. All right, everybody. It's Unique. I changed the thumbnail. I'm going to mislead everyone. Hello, people on Twitch. Okay, so I'm gonna read to you again what I got. Hi, I love your videos. Wondering if you know Unique Hun named Kim Marshall. First off, anyone know Kim Marshall? I'm shocked there's not more coverage about her. She also pushed these beads in Singular for weight loss. She edits and uses filters to pretend she's lost weight to sell her stuff. Okay, so I got her socials, but there's this entire Unique Reddit thread about her. I'll show her. Hold on. I'll show a picture so that y'all will. I wonder if I'm blocked. Nope, I'm not. Okay. Okay, here. Let me share my screen so that you can see. This is Kim Marshall. So apparently, I don't know, the weight balancing bead. They're these, whatever. So this is Kim. Okay, seen her. We've seen her. We're gonna pop out now. Oh gosh, yeah, I know about this lady. Okay. So I got this message, and they sent me this huge Reddit thread about her, and I was like, oh, wow. So this person said she has a whole Reddit community talking about her scams. She does these beads that she says she's lost weight, but then there have been some real life photos found of her, and she has not lost. She also did this scam collecting money for kids with cancer, but turned out there were no kids. I didn't even remember that. I am really obsessed with watching her because she's just so mean and dishonest. Wow. I'm an ex-hun and, you know, she said some nice things about me, so thank you. I need to write my stories down one day as I have a pretty large team. Yes, you do. Okay. Hunter, thank you so much. Hi, I love you. CC covered her? I don't know. But what we're going to do tonight is we're going to look at this. OMG, I remember this. You remember this? Did Cruel World? I honestly don't know. All I know, I actually haven't watched many of Cruel World. She did, the bead lady. I haven't watched a lot of their MLM stuff because they don't really do MLM stuff anymore. So, but what we're going to do is we're going to look at stuff from the Reddit thread because there is a huge Reddit about this person. Okay, so let's look here. It says an introductory. Literally, there's an introductory guide. I'm gonna zoom in so that y'all can see it. Perfect. How do y'all feel? Is that all right? Would you rather me be down here? No, I'm gonna be on the side. Oh my gosh. Okay. So you found this subreddit and you might be wondering, what is it all about? Why do we care about KM? Who's KM? Why do we think KM is a potential scammer? Well, this post is here to answer your question. KM is an orange level presenter with an MLM, multi-level marketing company, Unique. If you want to know why MLMs are awful and hurt people, I would suggest checking out blah, blah, blah. The AntiMLM Reddit. KM has been involved in many questionable things beyond just being part of a pyramid scheme, including driving while on her phone, sometimes with her kids in the back, an alleged cancer charity scam. I highly recommend checking out Beauty with Ashley's videos about the scam. Okay. You can see KM's statement regarding the matter here. Okay. Posting pictures of her underage children online without pants. That's freaking weird. Don't do that. The mysterious disappearance of her old dog, Frank, who she originally claimed was a service dog. The poor treatment of her tribe members. I don't like the use of the tribe members. And use of cult-like tactics to keep them invested. Constantly making medical claims about beads and promoting BS beads, which sells overpriced beads. She's claimed the beads can cure anything such as lupus. Oh my gosh, that makes me so mad. Cancer. Wait, for real? Are you serious? Cancer? Heart disease, meniscus tears, beads, meniscus tears. Okay, that checks out. Depression, anxiety, and many, many other illnesses. She posts testimonials where people say that they've stopped their medication because of these beads. A freaking course. A freaking course. According to the FTC, you can't make claims about a product that would require proof of the advertiser didn't have. Yeah, true. Let's see. I don't even know who Beauty with Ashley is, but I guess we'll take a look. Okay. Doesn't matter. They're just saying there's no scientific proof. The brush and pen exchanges where multiple people have sent gifts to KM and others expecting gifts in return, but they've never received them. Okay. By the way, I haven't read this stuff. Her use of affiliate codes and failure to disclose that she makes commission from these codes. That's very important. You need to let people know it's an affiliate code. According to the FTC, social media influencers must, yes, true. It is illegal, yes, that's true, to not disclose it. Pushing a dangerous alternative medical lifestyle, saying that she ingests essential oils, don't do that, and does not vaccinate her. Y'all know what I feel. I don't even have to go into that. Here are other resources stating why you should not ingest. Okay, yes. Wow, there's even more. There are a lot of people involved with KM, and it's a lot of initials to keep track of. Here's a list of people in KM's life and how they relate to her. I don't know if this is that important. Presenter account uploading Meek. Okay. So far, KM's been reported to St. Jude's, the BBB, the FTC, Unique, and Tiffany's. Here's where you can come in and help. The mod team and a few other members have done some reporting. Okay, so you can report there. All right. What are we about to dive into, people? Okay, I'm going to read some of y'all's stuff. Total side note, but has anyone here read It Ends With Us? I'm halfway through it, and we're like, oh, that's awesome. Okay, let's see. Ooh, learning about her was my first real experience with the anti-MLM community. Oh my gosh, y'all serious? I've literally never heard of her before. I'm if you get bored, I'm sorry. But I'm deep diving into this tonight because I'm so excited. Yes, emotional support animals are great. They're just not in the same classification as a certified service animal. And to claim an animal as a service animal when it isn't is shady. Yeah. If it is not a service animal, then it's not be classified as a service animal. Okie dokie. Let's get started. Okay. I guess we should just jump in. I don't know. The straight up lie, though. I kind of want us to take a look at Ashley's video. Okay. So let's see right here. Oh, that's about her live streams. I really want to take a look at this cancer scam that she did. Like, I really want to take a look. So we're going to watch Ashley's video together and kind of like break it down. Oh, I didn't want to click on that. Yep, there we go. Okay. All right. So we're going to watch this video. I'm going to download it and we'll watch it. We're not going to watch it all. It's not that long anyway, but I really want to kind of get a taste of what's going on. So let me do that really quick. Download. Sweet. I've already got it. Let's hop back in. Okay, here we go. So this is from Beauty with Ashley. And let's take a look and see what's happening. I don't know. It's still loading. I don't know about Beauty with Ashley, but we're going to see what's happening. It's okay, Paige. It's all right. Okay, here we go. I got it downloaded. Let's watch. I don't know.
You hear me talk about her frequently. You hear me talk about the girls, and so we need your help with something. And so we wanted to come here and ask for help because I get messages a lot, or you ask me when I'm on a live, how can I help? How can I help? How can I help? So what we're going to do is I'm going to let her talk in just a second, but I want to go over a few things quickly, okay? So the first thing is we cannot give the location of the hospital. We cannot talk about the girls' names. We have to be extremely, extremely vague. And the reason we do that is because they are wards of the state. We are so limited on information that we can give.
Hey guys, welcome back.
Hi, Beauty with Ashley. I don't know her, but I'm probably going to sub to her. So what I think is important, and it's important to note in, practically everything. If they're that vague, if they can even say the hospital, there's something wrong. Like, straight up. If they're not even going to tell you the hospital that you're essentially donating money to, if they're not going to tell you anything other than cancer kids, and they don't have any kind of proof or anything, there's something wrong. Okay, let's keep watching. Also, go support Beauty with Ashley. I haven't watched her stuff before, but some of you have mentioned her, so I'm guessing you'll have.
My channel. So today's video is going to be an MLM video, finally. I know everyone's been asking me, like, when are you going to be doing MLM videos again? Miss Thing is supposed to be napping, but she's been fighting it because she's teething. It just... People have been asking me, like, when are you getting back to your MLM videos? So here I am with another MLM video. But this one isn't specifically about the practices of any certain MLM. This one is about an alleged charity scam that's being put on by someone who is a higher tier member of an MLM, and that MLM is actually unique. Before I go any further into today's video, I want to first just give a huge shout out to a lot more people joining of MLMs, joining all these unique MUA on Reddit. I will have links to all these groups down below for you guys, but if you are interested in becoming part of the anti-MLM movement, if you are MLM companies practice or allow their presenters to, more than anything, helps everybody when it comes down to it, because the one thing that I have heard from people, well, I had no idea this was going on. What's going on when all MLM only happens when we have the links down below.
The reason that we're doing the Cash App and not GoFundMe and all that malarkey is because we just can't yet. Okay, so there's too many, it's just not there yet. Okay,
Is it not there because you don't actually know where it's going or what's going on? Is it not there because you intentionally lied about it? Her name's KM. What's her actual name? I forgot it already. Let me see. Kim. Kim. Is it not there because it's actually not there? Like, it's not real? I think I'm gonna get sassy. Let's get sassy together.
Volunteer for a hospital. I'm not going to say which one, and I work on the pediatric wing. And when I went to start to volunteer, I came across these girls. I found out that they were wards of the state. They have no families whatsoever.
You know what's even worse than this is that these kids are wards of the state. Like, if they're real, these kids are wards of the state. And they lack a foundation that normal like families, like I guess what would you call it? There's a word for it, but like the regular family with your parents around, they lack this foundation. So not only are they using kids and lying, but they're using kids that don't even have a family or, you know, like parents or a foundation. Stability. They don't have stability already. And now they're being used for someone to gain money. I mean, there's just, it's wrong no matter what. But when you see that these kids are wards of the state and they're in a pediatric, well, they're not in a pediatric hospital, they're in a pediatric unit. Obviously, there's so much going on. They've already experienced so much trauma and you're using them. But to be honest, maybe they're not real. Like maybe it's a lie. Hers in the anti-MLM movement is an indication we're on the right side of the anti-MLM movement. Yeah. Okay, let's keep going.
None. Nobody comes and visits them but me and my family. Recently, I've had one pass away.
You are so holier than thou. Only you and your family visit the kids and now you're going to scam them? Of course, this is a legend in my opinion. Also, she just said one passed away, which is literally horrific. And I can imagine now how the other one feels as well, you know, like losing their person. But again, like, are these kids even real? Isn't that so bad that you have to ask that? You have to ask, are these kids real? Are they lying about the kids? Ugh.
So therefore, when they pass away, the state buries them. Well, the state buries them, but they don't have a gravestone. They don't have anything like that. And these being girls that I love and that other people have grown to love, we feel like they need help. Recently, I had a couple girls pass away, and I don't know that you guys realize this, but anything that happens, I pay for by myself. My family and me cover it by ourselves.
And so, like, when we ask for the flip-flops and the
Yes.
t-shirts, because just real briefly,
I'm about to get pissed off. So you're telling me that not only are they raising money for, quote unquote, kids with medical issues, they're not raising it for that. They're raising it because these children allegedly passed away and they're trying to pay their funeral expense? If this isn't real, this is allegedly one of her scams. And I'm guessing this video is going to help us see, like, how it's a lie. This is horrific. Kim, you're going to have a special place on my YouTube channel for this.
tell about how they're segregated and how they literally have nothing. There's no television. Well, you provided
I provided
one,
a television.
but you know they are in absolute end of life care.
Yes,
and
they are terminal. This is end of life. Some of them have months. Some of them have weeks. We don't treat them any different. I want them to have the most fulfillment, their last days of their life, as they should be. Everybody should be. They have nothing. I mean, when I don't ask for anything, you all. I mean, Kim knows that. Everybody knows I don't like to do that. I'm not one to do that. Nope. So when I asked for help, it's because I needed it. I needed to get those girls summer clothes. And I got them underwear and white t-shirts, and that's what they set in for 3 days until I could get those girls clothes because they had nothing. People don't realize that their chemotherapy and their radiation that they go through, they get holes in their clothes when they sweat. So these girls...
The fact that Kim's acting like that she cares. Anyone else grossed out? I'm really nervous because, again, this is a video showing... I haven't watched it, but apparently this is a video essentially saying that what Kim did is a scam. So let's keep watching.
They don't have, clothes every day. When I went in to this hospital, I found out that they would go fishing, is what they would call it. These girls were wearing hand-me-down clothes from thrift stores. These people were allowing these baby girls who were getting platelets every day, who was getting chemo every day, blood transfusions every day, to put on hand-me-down, second-hand clothes.
First off, God forbid someone wears a hand-me-down, right? Am I right? Second children, middle child. Anyone? God forbid. But the virtue signaling that's going on, this is what I'm hoping is that the other lady's genuine, but Kim is using it, but unsure. It's weird. Like, I don't think that she would craft a story like this, but the way she's making herself look in this situation as though everyone else was so against like helping these kids and she was the only one. And obviously this turning out to be a bad thing in the end of like what happened with everything. I also don't know what happened, but I do know that this video is going to hopefully break it down. That, I don't know. I forgot what I was saying. I think you all understand what I'm saying. Anyway, let's keep going. I'll try to stop continuing to pause it every few seconds.
I can't allow that. I cannot allow that in my heart. I'm not made like that. I'm not wired that way. So I can't do that. So I have to provide everything for these girls. Underwear, socks.
So what you guys just watched was a series of clips that I gathered from a much longer live stream. It was around like 35 minutes. So I decided to go ahead and just gather the more relevant clips, especially when it comes to what I'm going to be talking about in this video today. So long story short, what we just watched was a video of two women. One's named Kim on the left and the one on the right is named Casey. Kim is actually one of the bigger top sellers, I should say, of unique products, which you guys know I do not like unique at all. And allegedly, she is a very problematic person, which she kind of admits to right here.
For her to deal with these girls every single day, and then to have people that message her, you know, just because she's associated with me.
I don't think she would have said that if she knew she wasn't problematic, so that's her kind of like exposing herself as a problematic person, which we can talk about her in a later video if you'd like. In any case, what we're watching is these two women sitting down and basically asking for help from viewers, subscribers, or whatever the case may be, maybe even downline people who are on Kim's team, asking them for help financially. And she says right here, all they're looking for is monetary help.
But right now, all we are asking for is monetary donations.
To pay for headstones for terminally ill patients who had passed away at a hospital that Casey allegedly volunteers at. I have to be honest, before I even knew Kim's past, because I deep dived into Kim, and I actually even reached out to Kim because she said, they both say right here, if you have any questions or if you want anything clarified, just ask.
You can judge, you can say, you know, all these different things. That's not true. If you would stop maybe and just ask one of us, message me. I'm not afraid to answer anybody's questions.
Me either.
I am front and center. Please ask me and I'll answer anything I can. Besides the girls' identities and where they are, I'm an open book, baby.
Besides the girls' identities and where they are, first off, absolutely no identity, obviously HIPAA. Why can't you say the hospital? First off, if you say you volunteer at the hospital, then people should know what a hospital is already. Like, you're not hiding anything, but you're trying to hide it. You can ask her anything. Okay, let's think about this. What are some questions we should ask her that might let us know that she's lying? Like, what do you think is important to ask in this situation so that if someone else experiences this, right, they see people like this talking about it, what are some things we can ask that will help us see, is this real or is this kind of like a grift, right? I'm trying to think. So I would ask, you know, questions like, have you talked to the people who are in charge of them? Have you, I want to see receipts. Yeah. I want you to somehow prove this to me. How long have they been in treatment? I want you to prove to me that this is real. What's their actual diagnosis? I know they've been so very vague. Also, are they needing gravestones or are they needing clothes? Because those are two very, very different things. She says that they need help buying the gravestones, but there was two of them. And now she's talking plural still that they need clothes. Is it a registered nonprofit? That's a great question. There's something so weird. Like, weren't we just talking about how they needed gravestones and now we're talking about how they need clothes? I don't know. I would ask why a government agency hadn't been contacted. She is alleging legitimate neglect and abuse. Correct. Yes, graves receive a marker. Headstones are expensive, and it's up to the next of kin to pay for them. At least when Amber Heard was using charities to get money, she even disclosed which ones. Yeah. There's a former psychiatric hospital near me, and all the patients do have grave markers. It's sad because they're all just numbers, not names, but that's because of former inhumane practices. Why can't we donate something other than money? That's a great one. Okay, I was just thinking about that. That's actually really good. Why can't we donate clothes? Why can't we donate this? Why can't we, instead of monetary only, why can't we purchase the things ourselves and give them to you? You could give me a list of exactly what you want. I want this color Nike shoe in this size. I would go and I would buy 3 of them and give them to you. You could also have a picture with them. The kids blurred, hospitals all look similar. Yeah. Those are great questions. Keep them coming, and let's keep listening.
Ask me anything.
Well, I did just that, and my message still has yet to be seen or read, so it's not like I just did it today. I did this a few days ago, and I have heard nothing, and allegedly, she's always on her phone. I've gone on her profile, Kim's profile on Facebook, which is where I messaged her on Messenger, and she's on every single day, multiple times a day. So why my message is being ignored, I don't know. It makes it seem very shady, but I don't know, maybe she'll see this video and be like, oh, maybe I didn't know there was a message there. I'll give her the benefit of the doubt, but it's very hard to do that knowing what she's about, especially with her past. Anyways, I digress. I also tried to find the Casey woman on Kim's Facebook, but Kim has 19,000 followers, and I went through at least twice to find this Casey woman. I couldn't find her anywhere. I typed in Casey Unique, Casey Kim. Like, I tried every variation of trying to find this woman to reach out to her, because she also says multiple times, if you have any questions before you speak on anything, please ask. Well, I've tried to do that. So Casey, if you see this video by chance, I am fully open to having a conversation with you. But I really feel like there are some things that need to be clarified, because something does seem very sketchy about the situation. This is the issue that I'm having with this situation. And it's not only me. I have been contacted about this same live stream like once or twice, besides the one person who sent me this video. So clearly people have questions. And that is the reason why I decided to go ahead and take this story, was because it's not just the one person sending me, it's multiple people now asking about clarification and is this a scam and so on and so forth. So don't take this as me trying to be a shitty person. That's not at all. But I understand why, especially people who have allegedly even given to this charity, they're asking questions and they have every right to know. And I know that some people will say, well, once you donate it, why is it your business what they do with the money? Those people bother me. Like, why is it your business? Once you donate it, it's not your business anymore. What happens to it? No, because when you ask for money for something specific, you should be using it for that specific thing. You don't just take the money and use it to go buy yourself new fucking Louboutins. You know what I mean? Like, that's a shitty thing to do. But I understand why people say that.
That's a really good point. I like what she's saying. Charity should be transparent. Yes. Has a charity even been named? No, not yet. No, they won't name anything. They literally said they can't give any information other than please send money. That's pretty much what's going on. So far, I really like Ashley's take on it. If there's something I don't like, I will say it and just be honest. But so far, I like her take, and I think I think what she's saying it's really good.
But it's still shitty if you ask for money for one thing and it goes something completely different, because now you're just scamming people out of money. In case in point, I did an expose video. One of my first drama videos about another YouTuber was Amy Slayton and her GoFundMe scam, which that's exactly what it was. She had, allegedly her sister was on the brink of death. They were saying their last goodbyes to her. Like, she souped this up to make it seem like her sister Tammy was dying any day now. Like, she was on life support. She couldn't breathe on her own. Like, she was dead as far as Amy was concerned and the family was concerned. Well, she made a GoFundMe a few years ago that was allegedly for a bigger coffin for her sister. They couldn't afford a bigger coffin. Things started to be a little weird when we noticed that Amy, instead of any kind of news about her sister being uploaded, Amy started having more hauls on her channel as far as like clothes, makeup, jewelry, like just random shit on her channel. And out of nowhere pops her sister in good health, alive, breathing on her own, no machines, nothing. And everyone's just like,
me right now. Ready? Like, I was literally like, oh my God. Are you serious? So she set up a GoFundMe for her sister for a coffin. Anyone else hear that? Anyone else? Am I just getting it wrong? And then all of a sudden she had a lot more hauls, clothes, makeup, all of that for YouTube or what, not YouTube or whatever. And then her sister's just hanging out. They see her later. Nothing's going on. No anything. She looks fine. What? Ashley's face. Same. That's kind of how I feel right now.
What? To me, that's a huge no-no, because especially if you're a content creator on YouTube like Amy is, especially with a following the size of hers, that is so wrong to put these people through kind of like an emotional roller coaster of, I'm losing my sister, she's not doing very well, to she's definitely dying, like within days, she's on life support and all this, and she can't breathe on an oxygen machine. Like, she laid it on thick.
Oh, so she just straight up lied. Because she's saying she can't breathe without an oxygen machine. She's on a life support. And then all of a sudden, soon after, she's chill. No issues, nothing. Yeah, she can't breathe without an oxygen machine. She still likely wouldn't have been able to breathe without an oxygen machine. You don't just get off of it. Your body has, oxygen machines are very important. Your body just struggle though to get off of them, right? Because it starts to depend on it sometimes. But wow. Wow.
She did. I mean, there was a crying video. I mean, it was awful to watch, especially with someone like me who, I liked Amy. For a long time, I watched her, I supported her, I loved her channel, I thought her personality was so fun to watch, and she was goofy and everything. So when this happened, I was pissed. A lot of people were pissed for obvious reasons. And so it's very shitty to me that people do things like that, because it's like, all you're doing is you're just being a shitty person. And trust me, I don't like sitting on here on camera and accusing or possibly accusing Casey, this woman Casey, for lying, but there're just so many things that don't add up in their story. My biggest issue with this situation is that there are so many things that kind of just sent red flags. Even in my first time watching it, despite the fact that I felt like bad because I was skeptical of a lot of things, some things just don't add up. Number one being, she won't even disclose exactly how much she needs for the headstone.
Ooh, that is such a good point, right? Because like, you don't need infinite, like, when you need to buy a headstone, you need a certain amount of money. Like, this is how much this costs. This is how much this costs. Let's reach this goal. No, absolutely none. Yeah, my mom was in ICU for a week on a ventilator. She had to have breathing therapy for a few days after she came off of it. Yeah, because, your body gets used to it, starts to rely on it, and so there are things like the breathing therapy that is going to help it. Like, you'd be able to come off of it better. Well, I'm glad your mom is better. I hope she still is. I'm glad that, she's able to come off, because some people can't. So that's good to hear. But that is such a good point, Ashley. Wow.
I know several people are asking how much that I owe.
That you do not have to disclose
Okay.
that. I know you didn't even disclose that
I
to
wouldn't
me.
tell Kim. Kim
She
asked me,
wouldn't,
and
yeah.
I just kept walking. As a matter of fact.
Yeah.
And she was even Casey, and I said,
Why? There's no reason that you shouldn't. There's absolutely no reason for you to like not want to say it. That makes no sense. None. Grifters be grifting.
Yeah. So
just know it's enough for 2 headstones.
So if someone by chance was feeling very, very generous and they were willing to pay for it in just one payment, they can't do that because they don't know how much exactly that she needs, which that would be an amazing thing for someone to do if they could just take care of all your worries in one swing with one check. There are people who do that, who are willing to do that, especially for something like this. But she won't even disclose exactly how much she needs or what she's looking for help. And that just seems kind of shady to me, because it's like, well, now you're going to open up a Cash App thing and just have people donate money and just keep it coming for as long as you can. That's what it seems like, and that seems very, very shady to me. Anyone else?
I got them underwear and white t-shirts, and that's what they set in for 3 days until I could get those girls clothes.
And even that seems shady to me, because if these girls are not being given appropriate clothing every day, or if they're sitting in the same clothes for days on end, wouldn't that be something that I would report to somebody and not just sit on camera and say, well, I do this and do this and this and that? No, that shouldn't be your responsibility. I mean, I'm glad that you're taking care of them and they are taken care of by you, but that shouldn't be your responsibility. No one should be sitting in the same underwear or clothes or whatever for days and days on end. That's gross.
Yeah, they wouldn't have. They would not have been, especially if they were in the hospital. Nurses clean them every day. Nurses make sure, like, they are held accountable. They have to do it. And if they don't, they're going to get in trouble. Like, the nurses, the doctors, they're mostly the nurses, though, we're going to make sure that these children are comfortable, that they are clean, that, yeah, they're not going to just let them sit there in the same clothes for 3 days. Someone mentioned earlier that is such an insult to healthcare workers. Yes, as someone who's been at a pediatric hospital, who will likely work at a pediatric hospital come when I graduate here in a few months, that's impossible. There's no way that anyone would let a child sit in the same clothes for 3 days without giving a bath, even in the same clothes for 3 days. There's no way. Yeah, hospitals would have them in hospital gowns, daily baths, food. Yes. Wow.
Disgusting. So I would report that. So why is that not being reported if this treatment is being given to these girls like that? Like, why wouldn't you report that? And again, Casey claims that she pays for everything out of pocket, including McDonald's breakfast every morning, because she just can't stand the thought of seeing these girls eating hospital food every single day.
Make sure that they have a meal come in once a day. They have McDonald's breakfast in the morning because I'm not going to make them eat hospital food. I know how that was.
Listen, she is so ignorant. Not Ashley. Ashley's doing great. The lady. If these kids if they have cancer, they likely, if they're this sick, because apparently right now they are unalive. That's apparently what's going on, right? She's making it sound like they're not, but like, listen, apparently this is all for headstones. Then they're not going to be eating McDonald's breakfast. They're not going to be eating those kinds of things. If they are that sick, the hospital dietitian is going to make sure that they have a set amount of food, a set type of food. No. There's no way. There's no way.
So we also have a pantry that is full of snacks that we have, you know. The hospital would give them orange juice and all they want, you know, to drink about that.
In the little cardboard boxes.
Yes. You know, they can have as many of that as they want, but who wants to drink that all the time? I know I wouldn't. Mm-hmm.
They could ask for whatever. This is absolutely ridiculous. She's acting as if the hospital's doing nothing for them. If they're not, report them. But I don't believe that they're not. I believe that they are. They could have whatever they wanted as long as their dietitian allows them to have it. No matter what people say, hospital food's really not that bad. I had it for 16 weeks, 3 times a week. It's not. Hospitals have water. It's so weird. Yes. There's a reason she's using childhood cancer for the scam. It is one of the most emotionally manipulative tactics. Exactly. What Jada said. Also, I had some good hospital food. Depends on the hospital, but still. Yeah, I'm out of the teacup piglets, but I have a few more kangaroos left. So like JJ's live for your free Joey. Hunter said he's out of teacup piglets, but if he has a few more kangaroos left, so if you want them. Like my lie for free Joey. Thanks, Hunter. Pause story. Okay, let's look. Pause story. I'm sorry, I didn't know you were saying. Pause story. You've heard the lie coming out of your own mouth. That's such a good one. Oh my gosh, that is so funny. What would they want to drink besides that water? Diet Coke. I know I want a Diet Coke. I love Diet Coke. Anyway, let's keep going.
So we provide that for them, you know. So all of those things, picture yourself. Picture you have, you know, 3 kids. Well, you just took on 8, 9, now to 6. 6 more.
Wait a minute. What happened to the only 2 at the beginning? Also, you did not take on 6 more. No, you didn't. They're at the hospital. They're not living with you. You're not taking care of them. No. Christy says, I worked in a hospital kitchen and dietary office for 7 years in Kansas. We made good food. The cooks came up with meals for patients, and we worked it to be the mass created and substituted. Yeah, to be mass created and substituted. Nice. For dietary needs and requirements. That's great. I love that. Yeah. Yeah. Ooh, Illuminati posted a cool. Okay. About cancer scans. That's interesting. But yeah, no, this isn't making sense. The math isn't mathing. It's not making sense.
And you are responsible for all of those. How much of a blessing is that I get to do that? That I get to be a part of that. It is just amazing, and it feels so wonderful. So, you know, and there are times like now that I'd never ever wanted to have to ask for help, but I need it. My girls need it.
They do.
She says she makes sure that these girls get at least 1 meal a day. What hospital doesn't provide at least 3 meals a day?
Boom, bam. Right there. The only reason they wouldn't get 3 meals a day or wouldn't eat is if they had to be NPO for scans. Like a lot of the people I have to scan, including kids, have to be NPO. So they can't have eaten in the past like 6 hours or 8 hours. Yeah, no, it makes no sense. The hospital will feed them 3 meals a day unless otherwise noted by their doctor for health reasons.
To a patient. And you know, the whole McDonald's thing, that's on you. I mean, if I were you, I would cut down to maybe once or twice a week, but to have McDonald's breakfast every day, you're kind of digging yourself a hole there, because it's not really necessary, especially if the hospital gives good enough breakfast. So I'm assuming they give at least nutritious breakfast for all these girls to eat every morning, and not McDonald's breakfast every single morning. You know what I mean? Just so many things just send red flags to me that don't make any sense. Honestly, Casey, I can understand why you want to go and do above and beyond all these things so these girls live the best life in their last days on this earth, unfortunately. But you're doing too much. And I feel like that's what's causing a lot of the issues with you not having enough money to cover everything. So maybe look into that and not doing such extravagant things.
I also think, though, this Casey person, and maybe I'm heartless, maybe I am, is doing this as a way to show how good of a person she is. I don't think she's necessarily doing it just to help the kids. I don't think she only has good intentions. If this is all true, I think that it's also to be like, hey, look how great of a person I am. I am so amazing. Can you believe how selfless I am? So that's just kind of my thoughts. Even NPR nurses brought popsicles and mints to spit out and not swallow. They're all about comfort. Yeah. I mean, yeah, that's fine. Also, don't drink anything other than water. People are like, yeah, I had a soda. Well, now you're no longer NPO, you dork. No offense, but you're not. Let's see. So let's get this straight. Honest to God, Helena, I haven't even read your message, but I'm still confused about all of it. They're taking care of 8 kids. None are receiving proper care. None are getting food or baths or clothes. None have families. None are financially supported by the state. Apparently. Something to that effect. How about she just bitches these girls, spend time with them? Yeah. The food was good when I was in, but during my treatments, I couldn't even look at the food. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I would be surprised that if these kids are that sick to the point where they're no longer here, that likely when she was helping, again, I'm still confused if they're not here or like if they're no longer alive or what. But they likely wouldn't want to eat the McDonald's.
Doing what only you can do, what you know you can do. McDonald's breakfasts every morning aren't necessary. I just don't think that they are. But the biggest red flag that I caught was when she says this.
And I went to, on Father's Day, actually, I found a judge. I got custody of her body. They were not going to do it. I had to go in and put a stay in. And they finally turned custody of her body over to me. And I was able to bring her home the next day. But people don't realize I paid for that.
I know you did.
Oh my gosh, you're such a great person. Wow.
This is me just paraphrasing what she'd said. I went on Father's Day, I found a judge, got custody of her body, her being the child's body that had passed away. I finally got the custody of the child's body turned over to her, and she was able to bring her home the next day. There are a lot of things you can take from that that are kind of iffy. But amongst all of them, the biggest and most obvious lie was the point about Father's Day. Father's Day lands on a Sunday. I don't know any court systems or government buildings, for that matter, that are open on Sundays. Maybe that's something that's special to where she lives. That if that is the case, I'd be open to being corrected on that. I want to be corrected. I want to believe that you're telling the truth. But that's a very obvious lie if it's not. Father's Day has always been on a Sunday. It always will be on a Sunday in June. So what's the truth? I mean, maybe it was a slip. I'll give you the benefit of the doubt if you could prove or provide any kind of proof of anything. And like I asked from Kim, I asked for donation totals, what was all sent to them, and if there's any kind of proof of the donation total matching the cost of whatever it was that they paid for the headstones. That's what I asked for, and I've got nothing from anybody. So that is everything laid out. It seems very sketchy, and I understand why people are bringing up their concerns about what's going on, because not enough information is being given to those who are donating. And they do say in the video, if this is not for you, it's not for you. That's okay. But the fact of the matter is, if you're going to ask for money from people, they have every right to know exactly where the money is going to and who it's going to. And so with that being said, I understand why this was brought to my attention the way that it was by not only the one person who wasn't involved, they just saw the live stream and were kind of upset about it, but other people who were there in the live stream as well, who also allegedly donated, but were kind of like, they thought back to it and they didn't really hear anything, I guess, from anyone about what was going on. So I understand why people are concerned. And if Kim or Casey, if they watch this, I am fully open to having a conversation with you. Kim, I've already reached out to you. Casey, I couldn't find you anywhere to reach out to you personally. But I would be absolutely happy to get any and all information from you guys to clarify everything and put this to rest if you'd be interested in doing that. So with that being said, guys, I'm done for today. I will see you guys in the next video. Leave your views, opinions down below. But yeah, what do you guys think? Talk to you guys later. Bye.
Well. That's some crazy stuff, man. I'm trying to see if I can find stuff on it in the Reddit. There's literally almost 6,000 people. So you either knowingly broke the law. Hold on, I'm gonna hear this.
Much older. Checks. Dogs don't need to go for well checks. Not Myers.
Okay, I'm trying to figure out. Maybe we
I've
can.
never had to wear a mask. No.
Oh my gosh, she's so. Ugh. Let's. Why don't we just take a look and see if we can react to one of her videos. So that was. You know who. 50 minutes. Could you chill? 2 hours? I'm gonna need you to not. I'm gonna need you to absolutely not. Ugh, they're so long. 2.5 hours. Stop, Kim. Could you stop? 48 minutes. You know, we're getting there. Oh, her beads. Y'all, am I just talking to myself? I can't even see what y'all are saying. I'm baffled by the child's body thing. You know what? I want to look up, what is it? Kim Marshall. Oh, she did a Truth Comes Out video. Give me 1 second. Oh, I'm so excited. I was stimming a little bit. Okay. She did a Truth Comes Out video. Y'all ready? I feel like it's about to get kind of wild. Let me see. Is it still downloading? Oh, I'm such a dork. I didn't even. Okay. I'm gonna stop telling you all my mess ups. Okay. Okay. I'm so excited. Is there any news report or article about these girls? I just found an update video apparently from Ashley. So what is the Reddit called again? Unique Presenter KM. There's so much in it though. And there's 5.9K neglected trolls and 12 sucking ass right now. That's what it says. It's like 12 online right now. But anyway, okay. Sorry for kids heard that. Let's watch The Elephant in the Room.
Guys, welcome back. So, this video was supposed to be up last week, but I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I did have a video completely filmed, it was edited, it was ready for upload, but then I kept getting contacted by a lot of people who are either acquaintances of either the women involved in the situation, people who have worked with them. I've heard from quite a few people, and I'm gonna talk about what they've told me a little bit later on in this video. But the past few days, I'm gonna be honest, have been wild, and I mean insane. It's been crazy in the sense that I've had Huns all of a sudden, as of like recently, Huns commenting dumb shit on my YouTube videos about their respective, you know, companies they work for situation. This person made a point to contact me on respect for anyone involved. Respect for Kim when she has no respect, not even for you guys, her tribe members, the people who have made her respect her in any way, shape, or form, any of that statement that's right here. The main reason I
love what Ashley's saying, but I want to get to the part. You know the part, right? So if you just hopped in and you're like, what's going on? Trust me, you just got to watch the beginning. I cannot explain it. To be honest, I'm actually still kind of confused. But someone's a liar, and we're about to figure out who it is. We all know who it is. So this is about Ashley, by the way. This is Beauty with Ashley, UT, but like T, like sip, like TEA. And she did some stuff about Kim Marshall, who's a unique presenter. But I'm going to skip some of the stuff that she's talking about with them. While it's valid and good, it's a longer video, and I want to go ahead and get to the part. If you want to watch it, just go to her channel. You can watch all of what she says. Let's hear.
I want to spend the majority of this video talking about Kim, because quite frankly, I'm pretty sure we all know the kind of person that Kim is. She's exhibited some very nasty behavior as of recently because of all this being brought to the light. We've all seen it live. But the person I want to specifically talk about in this is the person that really and truly, I mean, Kim was the ringleader, yes. I mean, come on, she was telling Casey what to say, what not to say, especially in the live stream. We watched her say, literally, you don't have to answer that question, you don't have to answer this question, you don't have to disclose that information.
What we're going to do is I'm going to let her talk in just a second, but I want to go over a few things quickly, okay? So the first thing is we cannot give the location of the hospital. We cannot talk about the girls' names. We have to be extremely, extremely vague. And the reason we do that is because they are wards of the state. Just real briefly, tell about how they're segregated and how they literally have nothing. There's no television.
That makes absolutely no sense. Segregated. Why would they be segregated? That makes no sense. They're in a hospital, pediatric unit. Unless they are extremely ill and they need to be like quarantined. Oh, no. I didn't realize you were skipping Julie and was so confused and terrible editing. Yeah, no. It was just skipping because it's a longer video.
Well, you provided one,
television.
but you know they are in absolute end of life care.
Yes,
and
they are terminal. I know several people are asking how.
They are terminal, yet you're smacking them with Mickey D's every morning. That makes no sense to me. If they are this sick, if they are this terminal, they are this sick, they're not going to be eating. They're not going to be able to eat McDonald's. And yes, she sure is. She is an anti-bleh. What kind of Victorian haunted hospital is this? Yeah, also, she clearly doesn't understand palliative care units. No, not at all.
How much that
That you do not have to disclose
Okay.
that. I know you. Let me interrupt. Can you tell them that how the girls are? Just give a brief background that they're wards of the state, end of life, that kind of thing.
Okay.
Terminal, going through chemo, just a real generic, brief background,
Okay.
just so they understand when you say they pass away the ramifications of what that means.
In today's video, I want to try to focus on Casey because Miss Casey has kind of flown under the radar for the last few months. She's kind of kept quiet. No one's been able to get in contact with her. Kim alleges that she's not been able to get in contact with her for months. Whether or not that's true, I have no idea. But then again, I don't believe anything that Kim says, so I wouldn't be surprised if they have been in contact, but that's just me. She's kind of flown under the radar. At least she wants you to believe that she really hasn't been active. But in the last few days, like I said earlier, I've been in contact with people who are either close friends with Casey who have come forward, people who are acquaintances with Casey, or people who are okay enough friends with her to the point where she feels comfortable divulging all sorts of information to these people. They've all come forward. And honestly, it's been a very eye-opening experience talking to all these people and getting the inside scoop about what she's been up to the last few months. Now, obviously, these people have all requested to stay anonymous, which is perfectly fine with me. I have no issue with that. I greatly appreciate each and every single one of you who came forward, including the tribe members. Thank you guys so much, and the elite members as well. People who are elites and unique. You guys, I know that I've been very vocal against unique, and I still stand by every single word that I've said, but I appreciate that you guys have stepped forward and gave me some information as well to use in today's video. Now, the very first thing that everyone wanted to make very, very clear was that this behavior...
Pause. I literally said, hey, Riley, can you bring me a pickle? He brought me the whole ass jar, and it hadn't even been opened yet, so now I gotta open a pickle jar. Oh, you did open it.
Yeah, he did.
Thanks, hon. Anyway, let's keep going.
What we've seen Casey involved in, this is something that is wildly different from what they expect of her. This is not the norm for her. This is not something that they would expect to come from her, they said. But unfortunately, that's the thing when it comes to situations like this. It's usually always the ones that you wouldn't expect to behave like this that unfortunately do things like this, because without a history of lying and scamming, without a history of, you know, this type of behavioral pattern, you wouldn't expect someone like Casey to do things like this, but unfortunately, because of that, that's the perfect.
Y'all are making such good points. I saw Chelsea, I saw other people too, like what Taylor said. If they're doing chemo, they are not terminal. Like, it's very unlikely that they are continuing to do chemo if they are terminal, right? Then there's no point. There's no point for them to go through that. If they're getting care like chemo, they're not terminal. They're not at end of life stage. They're not having palliative care. But they should be if they're terminal like she says. It makes zero sense. But really, has any of this? No.
Reason that they do things like this, because they think, okay, well, no one would ever suspect me of being guilty of this, but in the end, guess who it is? All these people also say that not once, not a single time, not even in passing, did Casey ever mention the existence of any girls at any hospitals anywhere that she was volunteering with. Not once did any of them hear about things like this, which is very strange because in her video, she even says that her community is very, very helpful.
I live in a great city. I live in a great town. They're very, they supported Chase immensely. They just was wonderful.
I imagine that this community wouldn't people.
Yeah, but the thing is, they're at the end of life stage. She just said, and apparently they passed away. So they would not be getting chemo. I do not believe that. Not that there's a palliative chemo, but that they would be receiving chemo at the end of their life.
Casey, who are closest to you, friends and family, and they've all said, and I actually, you know what, I'll quote someone right now. All of us keep trying to figure out what the fuck she was thinking, because clearly she's a lying liar. And the thing is, let's just say she needs financial help for something. There's no need to lie. She has a compelling story, and she has lots of friends who would, at the least, speak up for her and try to get her help. Her local paper did a story a few years ago on the community helping out with blank, which they had the name of her son there, and I really hope they follow up about this because it's so fucked up. That's true. This is a very fucked up thing to do, but this person even backed what you said in that live stream and said, listen, this community has rallied behind you before, so why you would have to go through something like this is beyond anyone's mind. We have no idea why anyone would be involved in this, but especially, Casey, you. Now, while you weren't telling people about the girls, you apparently were telling people about you volunteering at a hospital called Barnes Jewish Hospital. So I called, and this is what the volunteering department had to say. Anyways, I'm going to go ahead and now make the phone call. So we'll go ahead and get into it, shall we?
Thank you for calling Barnes Jewish Hospital. This is, how may I help you?
Hi. I'm calling, I don't know who I'm supposed to talk to, but I was wondering if you guys had a volunteer department.
Yes, ma'am.
Look it up. There's palliative chemo 100%. One, I never said that there wasn't. It actually relieves pain and symptoms, and you can get it at the end of life. Just saying today you don't get chemo at end of life is wrong. If you are at the end of your life, like these children, because apparently they died, they're dead, you're not going to receive chemo. They're not going to give you chemo. And I don't really believe that it relieves symptoms. A lot of times chemo gives you terrible symptoms. I love when people think they know everything. Not all chemos to treat some. Do you want to continue this conversation, or do I need to block you? It seems like you're not here to actually talk about what's going on, but yet you're here to cause issues. And that's not what this is about. This isn't about you. This is about these scammers that are scamming. End of life meds are not chemo. It's morphine and such meds. Yeah, it seems as though, home team, you don't know what is going on and that you don't know what you're talking about. Respectively.
We do.
You do have one? Can I be directed to them, please?
Sure, one moment.
Thank you.
Volunteer office.
Hi, good morning. I'm calling because I just have a few questions. I'm hoping you can help me with the situation. I was given the name of someone who was telling people that she was volunteering at your hospital, and she was collecting funds for patients at your hospital. I was hoping you could confirm that this person does indeed volunteer at the hospital, because she's being very vague about the hospital, the name of the hospital, and all that kind of stuff. Would it be possible for you to confirm a name for me, or would there be someone else I could speak to for that?
I mean, I can check to see if I have her on file, but
Okay.
Let me ask you this.
Yes.
And I'll say this because there are several, depending on what she says, there are several Born Jewish hospitals.
Okay.
Okay? Now, let me ask you this. Did she say which? There's one in Central West End, there's one in West County, there's one in St. Charles. They're all called Born Jewish. They're called, one is Born Jewish West County, one is Born Jewish, which is in the Central West End.
Okay.
One is Born Jewish Progress West. So it all depends.
If you're just listening, what's on the screen right now is that it says nobody under her name, Casey, volunteers or volunteered at any of the locations. So she says she's a volunteer at this hospital, but apparently she's not. Thank you so much, honey. I can't even eat more pickles now. So apparently she lied about that. She's not even a volunteer.
I can tell you if she's at mine or not. She may be at another one, but
Okay. Well, I've been told through people who are close to her that this was the one that she was volunteering at, this one specifically.
What's the name?
Goes.
Her last name is, what is it? Spell it for me.
It's
Okay, let me see. Let me see. Her first name is, what's her first name?
nothing in your system?
No, not in my system.
Okay. I wrote that down. I just have a couple more questions too. For qualifications for a volunteer, would someone with a child endangerment and second degree charge be a disqualifier for a volunteer at your facility?
What? What? Hold on. Let's hear that one more again.
Volunteer, would someone with a child endangerment and second degree charge be a disqualifier for a volunteer at your facility?
It could be.
Okay.
What? It could be. No, I think that's going to be a yeah. Wow, what a plot twist. I said, what? Oh my gosh. That was way out of the blue. I did not anticipate that happening. Very, didn't see this coming. Yeah. Very, holier than thou of her. Very, wonderful of her. I see why she needed to up her spirit of how she looks with children, because she's literally, the law has gotten her for it. Oh, yes. Okay. Dragonfly, I saw you say that. Kim Marshall from Unique, scamming people using childhood cancer. Yeah, so that's kind of what we're going over from Beauty with Ashley, I think is her name.
But it's not something that's definite. There's no way.
I can't tell you because we go through HR when those come up, so it just depends.
Okay. Are volunteers restricted to certain wards in the hospital? Like they can't go in like the palliative care wards or hospice, or are they allowed to do whatever they're needed to do?
They can volunteer on any nursing unit. They just can't go into isolation.
Okay.
Isolation rooms, and some floors they have to be trained on.
Okay.
They have to go through another training.
Okay. Are volunteers allowed to bathe patients at all, whether it be an adult patient, a child
No.
patient? Not at all?
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay. I guess that's the only questions I have for you for right now. But I was, again, this situation that I'm looking into, people have been donating to this woman who claimed to be volunteering at a hospital, and I was told by people close to her that it was your facility, money for children who are sick and end of life care.
And here's the thing, we are not a children's hospital.
Okay.
So something that's interesting, I need this woman's research abilities. Honestly, I think she got it from people who were on Kim's team and who know Casey. Like, I mean, she said she got a lot of it from people who know them directly. So, and if I'm telling you right now, as someone who does this kind of stuff for a living, it is not super difficult to do. It can be depending on what you're doing it over, but it just takes so much time, right? And I'm sure she spent a lot of time on this, and oh my gosh, what Chelsea said, I love poking holes in this. It's the best. Yeah, I agree. Ashley definitely went above and beyond. Like, for the fact that she called the hospital, I think that's incredible. I'm so glad she, recorded that. I think this is a crucial part of the story. She just poked holes in every bit of it.
So so I can't say for sure if that is it. Now, we do have a children's hospital that is connected to us.
Okay.
But is a separate hospital. Most people think it is one and the same, but it is not.
Okay.
It is its own entity.
What would the name of that hospital be?
That name of that hospital is St. Louis Children's Hospital.
St. Louis Children's. Okay.
Which is a part of the BJC.
So it says right here, I also called this facility, so the Children's Hospital. And again, no records for any volunteers under her name.
Okay.
Part of BJC's entities. And a lot of people think that it is Born Jewish. It is not. It is a separate hospital. We are just very connected.
Okay. Understood. All right. Well, I thank you so much for your time and your cooperation. Hopefully we can get this figured out. Thank you again.
Sure. No problem.
Thanks. Bye-bye. Now, as you guys just heard the woman say, there are actually multiple locations with the same name, and there's actually an affiliated hospital that's actually a children's hospital called the St. Louis Children's Hospital, which I also called. I called all the hospitals with the same name and the St. Louis Children's Hospital, and not one person could verify that you actually were a volunteer at any of those locations. And just to clarify, I did make phone calls to pretty much all hospitals or medical centers in and around the area that she was in, even in St. Louis. And no one could confirm that someone by your name, Casey, your full name, had volunteered there at any point in time. So,
holy moly. We thought, for a second we were like, maybe she's not lying about the situation. No, she straight up lied about the situation. The entirety of it all. She lied. I mean, in my opinion, what I'm getting, she wasn't even a volunteer at the hospitals. At least they said that she wasn't there. She wasn't, her name wasn't down as a volunteer. This is so interesting to me. Like, how could someone do that? Like, how could you stoop that low? Also, the charges that are brought against her about like child neglect and stuff, or whatever she said, that's also wild. Now that was a curveball.
I'm going to offer you once again, my DMs are open. I don't have you or Kim blocked anywhere. If you maybe have like a badge or something with your picture on it, with your name on it, the name of the hospital on it, maybe you can get a letter from the head of the unit that you volunteered at with the girls where they were at. Get a letter with a letterhead from the hospital, the number, someone I can call and refer to and talk to about the situation and confirm everything with. I'll be happy to take any of that information and clear your name, because I don't want to believe that, especially Casey, someone like you in your position, someone who just lost their child, something that I could never ever imagine in my entire life. I can't imagine what you went through. I don't want to believe that you would do what's been done. I don't want to believe this is all fake. I don't want to believe this is a scam. I don't want to believe that someone in your position who just lost a child to cancer would be capable of using sick cancer patients, these girls who are in absolute end-of-life care according to both you and Kim, because Kim even backed you up when you said that. You use this lie to get money from people for these headstones. I don't want to believe this. But judging from what I've seen and what I've looked into and what I wasn't able to confirm, what I was able to confirm, you look really guilty. Unfortunately for you, you look guilty. And I know this is already a long shot as it stands.
Yeah. So I know that Amber asked, would they give out that information? Yes. Chelsea said, yeah, names of volunteers is not privileged information. Yeah, you can, if you're a volunteer somewhere, they can say that you're a volunteer somewhere. I mean, you're not getting paid. It's not privileged information, like what Chelsea said.
But just in case, if you're able to provide me with all that information, maybe you can also provide me with the grand total of all the funds that were collected on that Cash App for that campaign, that specific campaign, the Our Girls 444. If you can give me a grand total of what was collected alongside a chart or a list of where that money was used, I would like to see the totals adding up. And I'm hoping to see that if you did use that money, it all went to these girls or for products for them. But then again, that would involve you verifying that these girls are real patients, and that would involve you getting a letter from the hospital, again with the letterhead, with a name and a number of someone I can call and talk to about this to confirm your story. That is what I'm asking for. If you can provide that for me, we're golden. Now, Kim had mentioned in her statement that she's had no contact with Casey.
Yes, Amber.
She found it very difficult to get a hold of Casey. But what's really weird about that is that Casey has been very active lately. As a matter of fact, one of the sources closer to her have confirmed to me with a screenshot of her profile that she's been posting over the last few weeks on her Facebook, like every day to every other day, maybe even sometimes once a week. She's still active on Facebook. So to me, the fact that she has been active on Facebook over the last few weeks, that just makes her like even more guilty, because it's not like she's trying to hide herself. She's literally been out and about posting whatever. She's literally just ignoring everyone, kind of like what Kim has been doing, blocking people who are asking questions, ignoring the subject, not answering questions, and being blunt about ignoring questions that she does not want to answer. They're doing the exact same thing, just in different ways. I also don't believe, Kim, that you were blindsided by this at all. I know that was the purpose of your statement, was to make it seem like you had no idea what was going on, that you have no idea what's going on at this moment with Casey. You don't know what to do or who to talk to or who to tell your own tribe members who have asked you for information on who to report things to. You've given very vague answers to that. But the fact of the matter is, I would think that since the live stream was done, I think in South Carolina where Kim is, at Beau Stegal's, I'm pretty sure it was at his headquarters for his business, I would report it to where it was filmed. I'm going to ask my legal experts to weigh in on where these people should report this fraud to, because it's essentially what it's been exposed as with everything coming forward. Especially, this has been exposed as a fraud situation. So would the donators report to wherever the live stream was filmed at, specifically in the town it was filmed at, or would they report it to where Casey is now? Leave your legal expertise down below and try to help people, please. If I can ask that from you guys. I know it's not your place to do this, but unfortunately it's been proven that Kim has no intention of helping anyone. She doesn't give a fuck, neither does Casey. So I'm trying to do what I can to give you guys some information. So if any legal experts can shed some light on the situation, that would be awesome. But going back to what I was saying, Kim, you pride yourself, you know what, I'm going to play devil's advocate here. You pride yourself on being a boss babe, a businesswoman. Do you not? Isn't that one of the things that you're so proud of yourself about, that you are the sole provider for your family? That's what you said in live streams. You are the sole provider for your family, right? So as such, I would imagine that if I had someone come to me with a story like Casey's, I would do my due diligence to look into everything, to verify.
Yeah, I so agree with what Ash is saying. Like, I think that Kim was a part of it. Like, I don't think that Casey was just, I mean, no, even if I believe Kim was a part of it, I believe Kim got money from it. Again, this is my opinion. You know, it's not a fact, obviously, but I believe Kim got money from it, that Kim was a part of it. And whether, if she knew or not, whether it was true or not, she should have done her due diligence to get her friend to tell her what's going on. At least Kim needed to know the information. She did not. She actually chose not to. She said, no, you don't need to say anything. No, I think, in my opinion, Kim clearly had a part in this, much bigger than she makes it out to be.
Things to make sure that what this person is saying, regardless of how long I've known this person, I want to make sure that I'm protecting not only myself and my business, but the people who buy from me, my supporters, the reason I still have my business, the reason I'm still able to feed my children and my family and clothe them and have a roof over their head. I would want to make sure that we are all taken care of, and that involves you doing what you're supposed to be doing and doing your due diligence to look into things and verifying things, confirming that what this person is saying is correct. Because now, not only did you get yourself into the situation, you're also bringing in Bo Segal, who is someone that you work for with his hair care products or whatever. You're bringing in other companies now because you represent these other companies. Anyone who is a business owner, a true business owner, would think, you know what, before I give this person access to my thousands of obviously very gullible followers, let me make sure that what this person is saying is correct and it's actually true. Now, what's even funnier to me is that you and your tribe have referred to those of us who are on Reddit as these basement dwelling trolls. You call us trolls, you call us people who live in our parents' basements. You've called us so many different names and try to discredit everything that's been brought forward against you. But with this one statement, when you're addressing everything, you just proved us all to be 100% correct about you. And you exposed yourself as a liar. And what excites me, Kim, is the fact that I've had so many of your tribe members, even the most devout tribe members, and they've shown me screenshots of all the money they've invested in you and the different companies that you represent on your Facebook page. They've shown me how much they've spent on you and put money into your pocket. Your most deep.
And that is one of the biggest issues when it comes to MLMs, is what the downline does for the upline, so that the upline can gain more monetary support. Good night, Karina.
Devout tribe members are starting to wake up and realize that not everything that we're saying in that Reddit forum is a lie. I mean, they've even come forward to me and said how toxic your community is on your Facebook page. I know that you like to say that your community is very open, everyone's very honest and forthcoming and forgiving and kind and all this bullshit, but I don't know if you know this or not, but there are a lot of people who follow you, Kim, who only agree with what you're saying for fear of you retaliating against them.
Ooh.
And going after them for disagreeing with you. How many tribe members made comments, people who are medical professionals, so nurses, doctors, CNAs, maybe they're just helpers in the medical community. How many people, I counted at least like half a dozen or a dozen comments from people who claim to be medical professionals who were saying things like, yeah, something didn't seem right, but I didn't want to say anything. But your community is not toxic, Kim. Professionals in the medical field, and even they won't say anything against you. Why is that? Because you have people too afraid to speak out against you because of how you act, because you're very, very mean. You're a mean girl with a platform, Kim, and you don't want to admit to it, and it's fine. You don't have to admit to it.
I'm not afraid of Kim, mean girl or not. I'm gonna have to do some more over Kim because it seems like she is seriously awful to people and hurts many people.
Anyone who watches your live streams and they see how you react, especially in the last few months that this has been going on and being exposed, People have seen the way you react to things. You are a mean girl with a platform with exceptional sales skills. That's exactly what you are. Kim, what you've built for yourself on your Facebook page and elsewhere is a community of yes men and women. People who are going to agree with you no matter what you do. For whatever reason, you have...
I'm going to skip through some of this. I just want to see if there's any more. It's okay. Let's look through. Yeah, let's look through some of his messages.
I sent to Kim. Here it is. Good morning, Kim. My name is Ashley, and I recently watched a live stream of yours that I had a few questions about. I'm hoping you can clarify a few things. You recently did a live stream with a woman who was asking for financial help with buying gravestones for terminally ill patients who had passed away. I received quite a few messages after the live stream from people who are concerned with this being a charity scam, since little to no information was given and the donations were processed through Cash App. I understand that this involved wards of the state and some things couldn't be said, but there is concern that the money wasn't given over for the gravestones. Full disclosure, I do have a YouTube channel, and I have spoken against unique presenters in the past. Again, your live stream was sent to me by people who thought that the situation was iffy and who wanted clarification. Some were allegedly donators themselves. You both mentioned in the live stream that anyone with any questions could reach out to either of you, so this is me doing just that. I have no ill will towards either of you, and I think that what you both are doing is great for the girls mentioned in the live stream. With that being said, is there any proof that the money went to the proposed purpose? How much was donated, if anything? If you have access to any paperwork that shows any of this information, it would be great if I could have it and use it in a video to put the concerns to rest. You can redact any sensitive information concerning the patients themselves. I'm just looking for the numbers to match up as far as donation and what was spent on the gravestones. I look forward to hearing from you soon. Have a great day. Smiley face. There is a huge difference. I understand. Right, they are shut down. That is not allowed here, period. So,
okay, let's hear that little quick message part. Okay, let's hear it.
And that boundaries make people uncomfortable, and that's okay. She also says this is an open and safe place if you are respectful, kind, and have good intent. When people hide behind fake accounts, become belligerent, and want to accuse, then you're damn right they are shut down. That is not allowed here, period. So, I ask you, Kim, what about my message made you block me? Because I wasn't belligerent, I was very kind, I was very forthcoming,
What do y'all think it is? Do you think it's because she can't show the proof? Do you think it's because someone came to her respectfully and was like, hey, I'm letting you know that this is going on. I want to hear your side. It's kind of what happens with Chelsea, right? Whenever she messages someone, she's like, hey, I'm going to do a deep dive. I want to give you your opportunity to speak up so that I can also add your thoughts, what you went through, kind of like, what's your side to it? And then they block her or send her back a bunch of messages. She was just onto her. Yeah, absolutely. So let's see what else she says.
being honest, my intent was not to believe or do any prior to the August 22nd live stream.
Contacted by a mom.
Was FaceTiming them. She even did a live stream dedicated to the girls, which I have right here.
Those of you that have been following me for a while, back in January, I was contacted by a mom gosh, I'm gonna try to get through this.
Oh, are you gonna shed a tear for your scam? Are you gonna shed a tear because you're a scammer and you want people to think you mean it? Gross.
Her son had been on the I'm trying to cry. Had been on the cancer floor, and he had been battling leukemia. He did end up passing, and she now volunteers on the cancer floor, the pediatric cancer floor, okay? And those girls watch us a lot, okay?
So first off, horrific that her son passed away. That is horrible. I couldn't imagine it. I hope and pray for peace. I mean, I don't pray, but like, I hope for peace for that family. I could not imagine that pain. Don't lie. And using that situation, right? She's using that situation of her sweet son who passed away from cancer to say, I'm now helping people in the cancer ward. Here's what I'm doing. And it's just so shocking. It's like the weirdest way of grieving. And now we know that you actually didn't volunteer on the cancer floor because you're not on the volunteer list. And it's just so wild.
Okay, so the girls are 13 through 18, and they watch me, us, all of us, okay, on a regular, hi. They watch us on a regular basis, okay? So she messaged me and said, oh my gosh, on our floor, it's leukemia day. Would you mind doing a look? And these girls are going to, oh, I know, Tracy. And these girls are going to send you a ribbon. And this ribbon is very, very significant. Hi, Sarah. It only goes to people that have made an impact in their lives. And we are retiring this ribbon in your honor. We want you to be the last recipient of this ribbon. And it's still in the mail. It's not here for today. So we're going to pretend that I'm wearing an orange ribbon. Hi, lovers. And then we're going to do a look just for these girls. They are following along with this. I know, Brenda. They're following along with this. They're watching. They're in their recliners. They purchased them little makeup palettes. So they're going to follow along with us.
So you've seen all that. Now, look back to the last few months since this story has kind of blown into what it is right now. How often do you see her talking about the girls now? How often do you see her answering questions or referencing them, talking about Casey at all? If your answer was not at all, you're correct. Tribe members, I'm asking you to please use common sense. In my opinion, honestly, guys, I feel like this has been something that's been built up by these two for months. Again, just my opinion, this was clearly, to me, a tag team effort, because the paper trail of evidence that Kim has created over the last few months, mixed with now the very easily debunked claims that Casey had made in the live stream, they all paint a very clear picture of lies, bullshit, and deceit. Casey had the story about her son unfortunately passing away, how she's spending all the rest of her time now devoting herself to volunteering, helping these in absolute...
The point that is so good. They don't have clothes, but they have makeup palettes, recliners. They have recliners. And then, Helena, are these the girls who don't get food or baths? Right? Right. And also, echo, Tish, that's a good point, is people who are lying oftentimes put out way too much detail. Who is buying MLM makeup for children in palliative care? Good question.
End-of-life care patients who are terminally ill, who are for whatever reason still receiving treatments, who are getting McDonald's breakfast every morning, who are sitting in the same clothes for 3 days on end at this hospital that obviously, according to what she is describing, they're not taking care of these girls. These girls are sweating holes in their clothing like there's some sort of like radioactive mutants or something. Now you have Casey with the story, but you also now have Kim with the platform of thousands of women who have already proven that they are weirdly, eerily devoted to everything Kim says and does. They're buying what she's selling, whatever she says, they eat it up and they take it as gold. They don't question anything that she does. So when she brings Casey and Casey tells her story to these thousands of people, what are they going to do? Say no? Or go against her or question her? No. They're going to shell out the big bucks.
Such a good point, G. Messick. They also don't have TVs. How are they watching you? Oh my gosh. It's just, the ship has sunk. The holes have been poked in it. It's sunk. It's underwater.
And that's exactly what happened. What's even more interesting is that someone from Kim's elite group in Unique reached out to me and said that not once did Kim ever mention this charity to anyone there. Now that seems a little suspicious to me, because these elite people are people who are like Kim, who are making the big bucks in Unique. These people are making the most money out of everyone when it comes to the business model of Unique. Now again, I find it very weird that Casey would keep this quiet from her friends and family, and that Kim would keep it quiet from her higher ups, her fellow elite members, and her friends and family, because they're all obviously very well to do. On Kim's side, one would give in to this acid, con you guys, and this money that's your two were doing, not even these two, what these two are doing, along with Jenna, because Jenna was there too. There was other people there. You are all guilty in this. None of you are, you know, hands-free from this. Just letting you guys all know. But moreover, Bo, your products were supposedly sent to these girls for them to use. And conveniently, of course, conveniently, they were the only products these girls could use because they didn't get any sensitivity issues from using them. And they were also, I'm pretty sure somewhere, I forgot where it was, but correct me if I'm wrong, someone reported that they were actually growing back hair after using your products a few times.
Wow. She says, our products are so good. They are so good that it doesn't even hurt their skin. They're so good that that chemo that took their hair, no, it's growing back. How about no? Could you not do that? Are you serious?
That's sick. The last thing I want to say about the situation is this. First and foremost, thank you again to every single person who has come forward, to the presenters who are working alongside Kim and Unique, the people who are closer to Kim and Casey both in their own personal lives. I've heard from so many people, and I honestly greatly appreciate all of you guys being so cooperative and reaching out to me to help debunk all this.
Shout out to Ashley. Thank you for making those incredible videos. Holy moly. That's awful. This is one of the many things that people have brought up about Kim Marshall. This is just so abhorrent. Absolutely. It's sickening. Yes, Christy. They apparently bring people back to life too. I know. Like, what? It's one of those things you just go, what? Like, I feel like I've said that about 100 times in this life. What? It's like one wild twist in the story after another. How has this not been more public? I have no idea. But, wow. I've got to change this thumbnail and we got to show Kim's face on it. This is bad. This is something else. And yeah, shout out to Ashley. It's called Beauty with Ashley, I think is her name. You can find her on YouTube. Beauty is spelled beauty, but with T-E-A at the end, like beauty, right? That's cute. Their products are sponsored by Necromicon. I have no idea. What that is. But thank y'all for being here. I'm done. I'm tired, right? Y'all are probably tired too. And this is kind of emotionally exhausting to listen to and watch. So I think I'm out. Thank you for being here. If you could go ahead and like it, just do whatever you're doing right now, just pause and like. I would greatly appreciate it. And leave a comment if you come back tomorrow or even tonight when I end this. If you could just leave a comment, that would boost it and let other people see it. Can't wait to watch the replay. Yes, Taylor, we're so glad that you're here and can watch the replay. All right, y'all, thank you for being here. I hope y'all have a great evening, a great Friday night. I hope you get some rest, and y'all are awesome. Thanks for watching. Bye, everybody.